And number 10, Paul Pratt, goes in the place of Steve King. So away we go then for race 19, the second leg of the 350s, looking perhaps for Keith Potts and Neil Scopes to score well. Neil Scopes through on the inside. That was indeed. He goes very, very wide on the exit of that first bend as he lost it. What he gained on the entrance of that bend, well, it is indeed number 25, Jonathan Duke, that's got to the front. And Keith Potts looks in determined form this afternoon as he again tries to get himself back to the front. Slots into second place this time, but Jonathan Duke has got away from them as they go up that back straight. This is where he made the advantage on that first bend, on the entrance to the bend, but lost it coming out. This time he's got a much better line. Oh, Keith Potts it is that's in second place. Oh, Neil Scopes is holding third place at the moment, so a good scrap between these front two pairs, because Dave Mears, back in fourth place, is partnered with the leader, Jonathan Duke. Jonathan getting away just from Keith Potts and Neil Scopes, but Keith Potts looks every inch of the way possible being able to get around Jonathan Duke. Again, he challenges hard, looks for his partner to come after him, Neil Scopes, but really, I think Neil Scopes has resigned himself to the fact that what he's got to do is make sure that Dave Mears doesn't get past him, as Keith Potts again goes for Jonathan Duke on that bottom corner. He pushes wide on the exit of the bend, making sure that Jonathan Duke has to go wide, and Neil Scopes goes up into second place. We see them go round that top end. We've got these two in the position that they were first time out. That, of course, was in a maximum position. They're in exactly the same place. Once again, it's Keith Potts that takes it. Neil Scopes gets second. Number 139, Dave Mears, gets third. First time out, so it might be Dave Steer that's going to put the gun amongst the pigeons and get between these two. Mick Cave, I'm sure, will be disappointed with his first ride. Didn't score very well at all, so we're looking to go much, much better this time. But I can only apologise for the fact that Gary Moon was hoping to ride here this afternoon. And indeed, as we get underway, you can see there's problems for Mick Cave on the line, but Dave Steer again has made a brilliant start. Ken Lane flies into that first corner. Roger Misa just slots in behind him, shutting the door for Dave Steer. Then again, you can see the power of Roger Misa's outfit. Powers down that back straight. It's almost a case of I don't really want to stop it. He really is getting that outfit wound up down that back straight. Well, he's a traditional grass track rider, as I think a lot of you will appreciate. He loves this sort of circuit. And as he sees that Ken Lane is right there with him on his front. Very, very difficult. The tactical points, I think, is worth noting once again. You'll watch that Dave Steer must be thinking, well, where do I go? It's not as normal racing. I've got to try and find my way through one. Indeed, he's gone through the middle of them. A brilliant ride from Dave Steer. He's split them up completely and gone through the middle of Ken Lane. And now he's gone on the inside of Roger Misa. A brilliant ride from Dave Steer. Back straight. Oh, indeed, a brilliant ride from Dave Steer and Ian Whale. I can only hope that both those two are perfectly okay. They literally just caught the sidecar out on the back wheel of Roger Misa. Great, great shame, because that was looking to be one of the best races we'd had this afternoon. So away we go then with the second semi-final for the sidecars. With Leopard is going to make it into that final. A good start from Richard Piggott and Martin Bailey, their partner. You can see Martin Baker goes into there in second place, or was it? You can see that Rustling has gone through now. Indeed, as they go down that back straight, if you look at that far side, indeed you saw Richard Piggott it was that went sideways in the middle of that bend. Well, we can see that Steve Jewison and Dave Ward are both up safely. I don't quite know what it was that happened to Richard Piggott's bike. And that looks to me like Richie Knight has made it to the front again. You can see Mark Wadsworth has got up there in second place. He indeed comes through on the inside. But number 314 right on the inside is indeed Graham Thomas. So Graham Thomas leads from Richie Knight, from Mark Wadsworth, from John Dulmer in fourth place as they go round that bottom end together. there he goes through on the inside in front of Richie Knight as he gets to the front of the field. So now we quickly start doing the arithmetic. Will Mark Wadsworth be winning? If Richie Knight and John Dormer stay there, that's certainly going to put the cat amongst the pigeons. That's going to mean a real mathematical problem for me to try and work out who it is that's going to take the 250 title, because John Dormer and Richie Knight were in go up that bank straight. We've lost John Dormer on that far side, but Mark Wadsworth, still no mistakes from him as he comes faster, leading. Well, my apologies, I said Mark Wadsworth, that was indeed Carl Wilkes that's been leading. Problems for Mark Wadsworth. And the car for the course deciding that in the interest of safety on that far side, that machine laid across the track of John Dormer, enough to call the race to a halt. C-class. We've got the 500cc sidecars underway as they go round that first bend. You can see who's leading at the moment. It is, of course, Mel and Lester Goodwin, Dave Ravel, Dave Collin and Rick Francis, of course, in their second place. They went into that bottom bend. Those two, in fact, are the pairing that are on the strongest coast at the moment. Next to them is number 91, Wayne Boys, and 21, Paul Miller. They have 37 between them. Now, Lester Goodwin, though, I am sure they know that if they get a win with Dave Ravel very close to them, it will be enough to take this 500cc title. Quickly turn to do the arithmetic. Eight points it is for a win in the 500 sidecar table. 8 it looks like for Mal and Lester Goodwin. Paul Miller doing his best to try and score hard if he can, and Rob Roos, they're holding second at the moment. It's getting very, very close to Mal and Lester Goodwin. This 500cc title, indeed, as they cross the line, it's Mal and Lester Goodwin to take the final. Paul Miller gets second. Well, you can see that Rick Francis has done his arithmetic. He knows it's enough for that third place to make sure that Dave Ravel and Rick Francis, Mal and Lester Goodwin, take the 500cc sidecar national best paired title.
On we go to race number 4, straight in there, right on time. 165, Jason Jennett takes up the lead from number 3, second place, and then Chris Underhill in third. And I was down at the Winchester Motorcycle Club's meeting last week, and Chris Underhill was in fine form down there, taking the 500cc solo open event by storm. And he's going well here this afternoon too. So, Chris Tritton takes up the running from Jason Jennett as they come around that turn. And into the bottom turn now. Chris Tritton just holding on to a very splendid lead. Chris Underhill going up into second place past Jason Jennett. Jason Jennett fights back. Shoulder to shoulder they go into that turn now. We've got Chris Tritton holding a nice tight line. Chris Tritton trying to go around the outside of him. Jason Jennett trying to split up the pair. Then 29, Paul Mitchell. He's in attendance there as well. Really nice tight line around that turn. Gets himself up to third place. Challenging Chris Underhill second, but drops back. And nearly gets taken again by Jason Jennett as he drifted too wide up that straight. Look at that battle there for third place. Ignore those front two, but look at them three going hell for leather. 4 of them now. As number 98, Cunningham comes in with a vengeance. Well, Chris Underhill's gone round the outside of Chris Tritton to take up the lead. I said he was going very well last weekend, and he's going very well this weekend as well. Round the last turn for the last time, then he's gone a little bit wide, but he's cutting back nicely. A win for number 38, Chris Underhill, from Chris Tritton in second, then Robert Ledwith, then Jason Jennett, then Paul Mitchell, and then Ben Cunningham. Well, the 250cc solos now out for their second leg. And away they go down that first straight. 183, Ian Lee Amers, who had a lot of bad luck in his first ride, takes up the running in this one. With number 139, David Mears in second place, and number 40, David Leakin holding third. I'll watch that David Leakin because he can go places, that boy. I think he won the first one. And My memory's not as good as it was. Yes, indeed he did. So round they come then, at number 40, David Bleakin goes into the lead again with 183. Ian Lee is getting relegated to third place at the hands of Terry Giles. So David Bleakin, Terry Giles and Ian Lee, then David Mears, Mark Giles. That's the running order, but look at them battling for that first place there. As number 40, David Bleakin leads, 300, Terry Giles challenges in second spot, and then number 183, Ian Lee is holding third. Well, look at that battle for first place. They are absolutely arm in arm. You could put a pocket handkerchief over those two as they come round that corner. You could get them both in the back of a van. They're coming round there full bore. The last lap flag goes, and it's very tight indeed. David Bleakin still just holding off that challenge of Terry Giles. Terry Giles challenging hard in second place there. And it's David Bleakin on his way to perhaps his second win of the afternoon. He's just got to get round this turn and over the line to do it. Checkered flag goes, a win for David Bleakin. Second place Terry Giles, third place Ian Lee, then 139 David Mears, then Mark Giles, then Steve King, then Keith Strudwick, Arthur Livings and Alan Dan. Under starters orders and off they go, down the first straight they go then. David Bleakin and Keith Strudwick enter the first turn together. David Bleakin taking a slender advantage out of that turn. Looks like Terry Giles has gone with him, trying hard to go round the outside, and I think he's made it. Terry Giles takes up the lead from David Bleakin. Terry Giles nearly drops it. David Bleakin takes the lead back. One little slip there, you see, and that David Bleakin was through. Definitely a man to watch, this David Bleakin. You watch him in the final. He's going to go places. Number 40, David Bleakin leading. Terry Giles comes up on the outside again. He tries to go by. Oh, Terry Giles, it looks like he has succeeded again in taking the lead from David Bleakin. David Bleakin pulls a very tight line, and John Pilcher's on David Bleakin's rear end. Now, that really is starting to get into some battles. David Bleakin, Terry Giles, look at them, side by side. There's no love lost between them. They're fighting every inch of the way, and this is only a heat. Think what's going to happen in that final when you throw in John Dormer and Richie Knight as well. Around that turn they come then. David Bleakin leads. Terry Giles this time cuts back for the inside. The last lap flag goes, and Terry Giles take the advantage from that point. It's number 40, David Bleakin that leads. Terry Giles, number 300 in second place. Then John Pilcher. Then Keith Strudwick, Arthur Livings and Brian Cornelius. Well, round the last turn for the last time. David Bleakin's got the advantage at the moment. Terry Giles is trying to go around the outside, but David Bleakin gets there. Terry Giles, a good second place for him. Bolt all the way. Then 49, John Pilcher, then Keith Strudwick, Arthur Livings and Brian Cornelius. Official result in a moment. Away they go then, the 500cc final goes down towards the first turn, and it's just Trevor Banks from David Steen as they go into the first turn. Trevor Banks is away. David Steen drops back into third place, and it's Trevor Banks that leads. Trevor Banks comes round the turn, making the dust fly. Robin Ledwith is challenging hard in second place, so it's Trevor Banks from Robin Ledwith, from David Steen, Paul Mitchell, Duncan Collard, Steve Wilson. Robin Ledwith trying all he knows to come on terms with Trevor Banks, but he's having a job to close the gap. It's Trevor Banks that leads. And look at Robert Ledwith. Robert Ledwith goes down. Yellow flag up there, marshals. Trevor Banks has now extended his lead as the rest of them miss the debris. And around they go. Trevor Banks continues his way. David Steen holding second. Paul Mitchell in third, and Duncan Tolhurst in fourth. And the man's still in the track at the moment, so the yellow flag remains. Trevor Banks powers on towards victory. He's got one lap left to do. It's Trevor Banks from David Steen, Paul Mitchell, Duncan Tolhurst, 215, Steve Wilson, Chris Underhill, Jason Jennett and Chris Tritton and Kevin Butt. Ricky Sanford there. The red flag is out, the race being stopped in the interest of safety as Robert Ledwith lays on the track there. Not sure whether the result will stand or whether it'll be a rerun, so we'll wait for the clerk of the course's decision, and then get you the official result. The rookie's final on the line then. Away they go down the first straight. And in the lead, it's Terry Giles that goes in the lead with Lee Street hard on his back wheel. Where's that Ricky Sanford? He's had a bad start. He's in the midfield at the moment. He's sure to work his way through. 4 or 6 laps this afternoon at the moment. We should have 6 laps, so there's plenty of time yet. Lee Street comes up alongside Wogie Giles. Ian the Amish is in 3rd place. Then Jamie Pantry, then John Belcher, and then Ricky Sanford. Very good lads there in front of him. 300 Wogie Giles pulls a few yards in front of 75 Lee Street from 183 in the Amish, from 04 Ricky Sanford and 49 John Belcher. And it's 300 Wogie Giles that leads from 75 Lee Street in 2nd, and then 183 in the Amish and 04 Ricky Sanford and 49 John Belcher. Getting nearer the front. 300 Wogie Giles leads, 75 Lee Street in 2nd, then Ian the Amish, then Ricky Sanford, then John Belcher, Adrian Phipps, Keith Strudwick, Jamie Pantry, and Mark Castle. Mark Castle goes out with problems. Rossi in the Amish. Round comes Wogie Giles to take the last lap flag from Lee Street in 2nd, Ricky Sanford in 3rd with problems, and Ricky Sanford goes out. What bad luck for Ricky Sanford. He'd come up from about 8th position all the way up to 3rd. So the checkered flag goes, and a fine win for number 300, Terry Wogie Giles, followed by 75 Lee Street, then 48 Brian Cornelius, also having mechanical difficulties, then Julian Phipps, Keith Strudwick, Jamie Pantry, Brian Cornelius, and many, many more. The 500cc solo final, and we're looking for 215 Steve Wilson, 04 Ricky Sanford, number 3 Chris Tritton, 38 Chris Underhill, 65 Luke Dodd, 174 Robin Belcher, 169. And it looks like they're going to start, so I'll leave that bit. It's James Causeway, number 169. They're off. They're on the way down to the first corner. Who's it going to be? Chris Underhill is leading. Steve Wilson goes really for it hard there on the inside. Got himself in the first place at the moment. Can Chris Underhill catch him? Chris Tritton challenging hard in 3rd. Steve Wilson is going for goal. Steve Wilson is making the dust fly. He's coming round there on full bore. It's Steve Wilson from Chris Underhill. And look how close that is for that 2nd place between Chris Underhill, Chris Tritton and Julian Phipps, and Luke Dodd trying to get his front wheel in on the action. He's got the bit between his teeth this afternoon, and he means the business. 38 Chris Underhill is in 2nd, and look at Chris Tritton all over that back wheel of Chris Underhill. He's trying to get past. He's doing everything he knows to get on turn. But it's 2-1-5. Out in front. There'll be a lot of support, not only in the crowd benefits as well. 2-1-5, Steve Wilson. And Chris Tritton gets past Chris Underhill and sets his sights now on Steve Wilson's back wheel. Making up a lot of ground on Steve Wilson. Takes the wide line. Chris Underhill comes back up on the inside. It's going to be tight. And there's still at least 2 more laps to go as Chris Underhill tries to go around the outside. And Julian Phipps there in the middle of the track. Not making it easy for anybody. 2-1-5. Steve Wilson. Nasty bump on the outside. He's got to fight now if he wants to come back on. He's on the inside, he's got to run down that straight and just gets his nose in front. It's going to be very tight as they come round here now. It's Steve Wilson from Chris Tritton, from Chris Underhill, then Ricky Sanford. Steve Wilson is going to and he does so. He's right up now, they're going to get mixed up with the tail enders. This could be disaster for anybody. The checkered flag is ready, and it's a win for Chris Tritton over Steve Wilson from Chris Underhill and Ricky Sanford and Luke Dodd. And James Cortheray, and that seemed to be the fastest 6-lap race I've seen this afternoon.